Welcome to Smoky Ribs. I'm Russ Jones. In today's video, I'm doing barbecue beef sandwich. Going to put a southern twist to it, good southern barbecue. Going to show you how we do it versus how a lot of people do it elsewhere. The cooking method's about the same, but I'm talking about the end result. Very simple, very easy, very basic. I want to thank my sponsor Reynolds Wrap for sponsoring this video. And I am a 2020 ambassador for Reynolds Wrap. We're definitely going to be incorporating some Reynolds Wrap aluminum foil in this video coming up. Stay tuned. We're going to get started right after this.
If you wanna cook backyard barbecue till you get your feel, you come to the right place. Russ Jones Smoky Ribs. Smoky Ribs. Smoky Ribs.
All right, so we're doing this pulled beef with this chuck roast right here. The chuck is the shoulder part, and it's usually highly marbled with fat, which is a good thing. It's going to make it tender, it's going to make it juicy, it's going to have a lot of flavor, so it's always a really good choice to go with. It's not a very lean meat, it's a fatty meat. So that's the beef that I'm choosing for this, and that's the way most people do go. We're going to use a binder. I've got some yellow mustard here, tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. This is going to be our binder. It's also intended to add more flavor by giving it some acidity, and I'm telling you that always works very well on any meat. All right, so you want to give that a good blend. All right, so we're just going to apply this binder. Doesn't have to be real heavy. Acting more like a glue for our rub. We're going to get our sides. We're going to get the opposite side here in a moment. But before I do the opposite side, I want to apply our rub. So you can use any kind of barbecue rub you like. You can go with salt and pepper, SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. I've got a rub that I like. This is just a barbecue rub. And we're going to go on somewhat heavy, not super heavy, just a good coating. I'm going to go ahead and get my edges done. I'm going to flip it over to the other side. We're just going to let this hang out until my pit comes up to temperature. I'll meet you outside. Let me show you my configuration real quick. Basically, I filled this charcoal basket all the way up with lump charcoal. And now you can use charcoal briquettes as well. Either one will work. You start your fire at one end. I've got some starter tumbleweeds right here. That's going to light the charcoal, and it's going to burn like a real slow fuse. Real slowly this will work its way down, which means it's going to burn for literally hours. Once I get this going, I'll put the lid on. We're going to adjust this around 250 degrees for a low and slow cook. We're going to apply smoke, and this is hickory wood right here. I got a few little small pieces here. This is a big chunk, so you don't want to overdo it, but you do want most of your smoke to get on there from the get-go. So I've got it close to the fire. It should be reaching that soon. It's going to apply the hickory smoke to the meat. All right, so we got our meat here. This is balanced out. Right now it's running about almost 250. That's ideal. We're going to go ahead and kick our lid back here and just slide this meat on. Now I'm going to let this go about an hour. We'll come back and check on it. And we'll probably flip it, rotate it throughout the cook to give it more even cooking. So we'll see you back here in about an hour. All right, so the meat is on, and I am strictly cooking to color, and I'm also cooking to know when I have enough smoke. And color kind of tells you that, but time also does. 3.5 to 4 hours smoke time on a piece that thick, as big as it is. I'm not sure quite what that weighs, but it's a good hunk of meat right there. So we're going about 3.5, 4 hours of smoke with the hickory I have in the pit here. And from there, we're going to pull it out, we're going to do a wrap, and we're going to expedite this cook. We're going to get it done. It's been 1.5 hours. I know I said 1 hour, but I went 1.5 hours because I did peek at it at the 1 hour mark. It wasn't quite ready to do anything with, but this is 1.5 hours in. Let's let some of the smoke clear out. Oh man, it's getting a gorgeous color to it. But we got a long way to go. So what I'm going to do Just flip this over, get some color on this side, just like that. Back on with the lid. And then once I think we've had enough smoke, at least 3 hour minimum, and if it takes 4 hours, it takes 4 hours. From there, we'll wrap it, accelerate to cook, and go from there. Been going 4 hours exactly. Let's take a look, see what we got. Oh man, that's got a really nice color. And as you can see on the edges, now I have been flipping, turning, rotating. Got nice color on there. Got some bark formation on the bottom. I tell you the truth, this is such a fatty piece of meat. You don't have much bark on here, but that's fine. We're shredding this up for sandwiches. There is some bark on the edges. You can feel it. It's crispy, but we're getting ready to wrap it anyway, so we're not too worried about bark. So it is time to wrap, and that's going to expedite this cook, like I said earlier. And what I'm using is the Reynolds Wrap 18-inch heavy-duty foil, aluminum foil. And so I'm going to take, I'm just going to pull out what I think is enough to get this started. I'll probably double wrap it. You don't have to, but I like doing that. And so, you know, I've heard this. It's really a myth. I've heard people say, you know, you gotta have the shiny side out or shiny side in. You can go to Reynolds Wrap website and they totally debunk that myth. It makes no difference if it's on this side or this side. The only foil that makes a difference is on their non-stick. On their non-stick, the dull side is the non-stick side, but on all their other type aluminum foils, makes no difference. So with that said, let's go on with the meat. And I'm doing nothing else to it other than wrapping. All right, that looks good. Nice little package there. But I do want to double wrap it, just for good measure. This time, let's turn it this way. The 18-inch works very well on larger cuts of meat, brisket, just whatever you got. All right, so here we go. Here's our nice little package. Taking this outside, putting it back on the pit, and we're just gonna let this rock. This foil is going to expedite the cook. We're gonna bring this up to somewhere around 215 degrees. It's my experience from previous cooks that normally around 215 degrees is where this is just going to shred apart, just fall apart. I mean, it's super, super tender, and that's what you want for what we're doing today. We'll be back. All right, just brought it in. It is definitely probe tender. I have let it rest for 15 minutes. I'm going to transfer this into this pan, and I want to capture all of the juices that the Reynolds Wrap aluminum foil has saved. And with the meat, easy peasy. Now all we do is roll this foil up and just discard it. All right, so I just took the tools of the trade here for pulled beef, 2 forks, same thing for pulled pork. Now what I want to do, I've got it shredded. I like that a little bit bigger. I don't want it shredded real fine. I like a little bit bigger pieces like that. And look at the smoke ring on that. That's just beautiful, nice and moist. You want to go back in with a little bit of the rub that you originally used on the outside, because guess what? The inside never got a chance to get any of this seasoning. All right, so this is the difference. A lot of people will take this and they will build their sandwich. They'll put barbecue sauce on top, or they'll put a horseradish sauce, or they'll put coleslaw or pickled onions or raw onions. Just, I'm showing you the way it's done here in South Mississippi, South Alabama, all over the South, the deep South. You take your favorite barbecue sauce. This is a hickory flavored barbecue sauce, which is going to pair good with the hickory smoke that was used in this. And all we're doing is adding it right to the meat. And you can just adjust this to your liking. I'll stir this in and see if it's where I want it. Just want everything nice and coated. So it don't get no more simple than this. Chuck, for the most part, is an inexpensive cut of meat compared to a lot of other cuts, and it's so good. It's got a really beefy flavor. That's what most hamburger that you buy is ground from, and it makes good pot roast, and it makes just absolutely fantastic barbecue beef sandwiches that's got that old southern taste to it. And all you really want to do is just pile this thing up as much as you want, and I'm thinking that's probably good for me right there. Put a cap on it. It's time to taste. Alright, so let's do this. Some of my favorite food on the planet. That is so reminiscent of the barbecue I had growing up. This is Southern barbecue at its best. It's a hickory barbecue sauce. The meat was smoked in hickory. It just screams Southern barbecue. I remember as a child with my parents being in Mobile, Alabama at these little barbecue shacks over there, and then little roadside stands barbecue. This is what it tastes like. It's just so good. To me, that is the epitome of barbecue. I want to thank my sponsor Reynolds Wrap for sponsoring this video, and I couldn't have done it without them, because I'm here to tell you, when you wrap something in the aluminum foil, the heavy duty Reynolds Wrap aluminum foil, it really breaks it down. It gets super tender, but it preserves all the smoke you added to it. It had a nice smoke ring. Everything about it is just fantastic. So thank you very much, Reynolds Wrap. This is my last and final video for this year for Reynolds Wrap, so I have enjoyed being a 2020 ambassador for Reynolds Wrap. Y'all give this a try, and until next time, smoke your ribs.